Hey Shark fans, it's Melinda Marsalis. Welcome to Heard It on the Shark. I'll be your show host, and Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area is your show sponsor. Heard It on the Shark is a weekly interview show that airs every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the Shark 102.3 FM radio station based in Ripley, Mississippi. Then it's released as a podcast on all the major podcast platforms. You'll hear interviews with the movers and shakers in North Mississippi who are making things happen. I'll talk to entrepreneurs, leaders of business, medicine, education, and the people behind all the amazing things happening in North Mississippi. When people ask you, how did you know about that? You'll say, I heard it on the Shark. Heard It on the Shark is brought to you by the Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area. We want you to get out and discover the historic, cultural, natural, scenic, and recreational treasures of the Mississippi Hills that are right in your backyard. And of course, we want you to take the Shark 102.3 FM along for the ride. Musical credit belongs to Hill Country Blues guitar legend Gary Burnside and the late great Buddy Grisham, playing Long Way Home from their album Acoustic Brothers, which was recorded at Sun Bear Studio in Ripley, Mississippi.
This program was recorded at Sun Bear Studio in Ripley, Mississippi.
Hey Shark fans, it's Melinda with another episode of Heard It on the Shark. And today in Sun Bear Studio, I have our summer intern who is working for us here at the Shark. Her name is Olivia Cross, and she is going to tell about herself. I won't do it right now, so we're just going to turn it over to her. I will say that in 3 short days, I don't know what I did before I had Olivia to help me out. So Olivia, thanks for being here in Sun Bear, and thanks for being here at all.
Well, thank you for having me. So, my name is Olivia Cross. I'm currently a rising senior at West Union Attendance Center. A little about me is I'm very passionate about connecting with others and just staying involved in my school. So, on those rare chances when I'm not busy with extracurriculars, I enjoy painting, listening to music, and spending time with my dogs. Truly, I just love being a part of a team and supporting those around me. And after high school, I do plan to attend a 4-year university, and my goal is to pursue a career that involves traveling.
Ooh, traveling. Okay, so now tell everybody how you are here, because there's going to be a lot of people listening to this broadcast who want their kids or grandkids to be able to do an internship, because I'm not paying you, Three Rivers is paying you, and it's through the career coaches. And so explain how that all worked.
Yeah, of course. So I began by taking a U-Science test at the beginning of this year, which is just basically this test online, and you just ask random nonsense questions, you would think, but it finds jobs that suit you based on your interest, abilities, and your personality. Well, further on into the school year, I applied for Impacto, which is a 100-hour paid internship through Three Rivers. And during the interview for Impacto, I was sat down and we further talked about my potential future careers, and we looked at my U-Science scores. And luckily, I did receive the internship, and that's how I ended up here.
So what would you, do you want to work in radio, or is it just the broadcast aspect? So it could be radio or TV or anything like that.
Right. Well, a big interest of mine is broadcasting. And since I'm like the go and type of person, the radio was a perfect fit for me. I didn't really have a specific career that I was looking into. It was just broadcasting as a whole. Like a reporter would be something, a big interest of mine that I mentioned, but there isn't too much around here that they can just put a teenager at to do. But when they mentioned the radio station, I was like, I would love to do that. So it really is a perfect fit for me. And I do have to say that not every day here looks the same, and I love that. Like, I am not a office type of job person. I like to go see the new faces, meet new people. So I was very happy to end up here.
So, Shark fans, I'll just tell you that Olivia came in her first week in the midst of a crisis, and it was just me and Olivia in the office. It just so happened that everybody had to be gone. And so on day one that she was here, I was just making her do everything. She had to edit, she had to write her own commercial, then she had to edit her commercial, and you just did fantastic. You jumped in and you learned really fast, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I do have to say I love all the new challenges and all the new faces I've seen. And although not everything I just understood right off the bat, I've tried my best to understand. And I feel that I've already learned some lessons that I will take into any future career that I have.
So did you guys talk about soft skills? Do you know what I mean when I say soft skills?
Not exactly. We more so I think we just talked about my interests as a whole. And then, so youth science, what it is it just narrowed down your career paths. And broadcasting was a big career path interest of mine. But for soft skills, we didn't really emphasize on those, I guess you could say. It was just more so looking at the job as a whole rather than narrowing it down,
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what I see as you having good soft skills, and you tell me where you got all that, because I want people listening, if they have correct me if I'm wrong, it has to be a rising junior or senior to get it, or rising senior only?
I'm not too sure. I know rising senior for sure. I'm almost positive it's just rising senior, though.
Okay, maybe junior if there's just nobody else interested.
Right.
It could go down to them. Okay, so Shark fans, if you're listening around here, we are pretty much covered by Three Rivers. Most of the high schools under our signal would be able to get that. But the reason that Olivia is a good summertime employee for me is that she takes care of her own business. When she says she's going to be somewhere, she's there. I haven't had to wonder. She remembers when we have to change a schedule. She takes notes about things. She comes dressed for work. She knows how to behave in front of other adults. She knows how to have a conversation. She asks good questions. So now tell me, did you learn that at school through your career coaches, or is that something that you were instilled at home?
That was more so just taught to me growing up. I was big on if my mama made a look at me, I knew I was doing something wrong. But we did, during my interview for this, a lot of people haven't even had a first-time job. For me, this is first time anywhere even near a job. I've babysat before, but that was it. And so it's really just a learning process throughout the whole internship. And so a lot of that was just taught to me, I just know that's what I'm supposed to do, and trying to keep a good job, all that kind of stuff. And that was another thing. In my interview, although they didn't talk to me about that, the way you showed up to the interview spoke with it, because it was the career coaches from all of Union County schools.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and your demeanor really spoke a lot there. So they didn't talk about it, but it definitely was shown.
Okay, so they don't want you to go out representing Union County schools and do a bad job. So they want to make sure they put good people out there.
Yes, ma'am. And not everybody that applied for it got it, but I do want to brag on my school. All the 17 that applied for it, they all got it. So
okay, it's a great program, and I'm just so glad you're part of it. I'm glad you're here with us this summer. And we need to end this interview right now because we have things to do, don't we?
We do. I have loved every bit of this, and I'm going to be so upset when this 100 hours end. I'm taking in as much as I can, learning as much as I can, doing as much as I can, and I'm very thankful for this.
Yeah, we're thankful you're here, and you'll get the radio bug, and you'll never get over it. It's fun. Okay, thanks for taking time to do that. Now let's go get to work.
Thank you.
Okay, Shark fans, that's it for this edition of Heard It on the Shark. Tune in every Tuesday at 11 a.m. to find out what's happening with other local community leaders. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for an interview, or if you want access to this interview, you can go to our website, shark1023.com, and click on the podcast tab. Keep it tuned to the Shark 1023 and have a great rest of the day.
The Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area was established by the United States Congress in 2009 and represents a distinctive cultural landscape shaped by the dynamic intersection of Appalachian and Delta cultures. This intersection has produced a powerful concentration of nationally significant cultural icons, including King of Rock and Roll Elvis Presley, First Lady of Country Music Tammy Wynette, blues legend Howlin' Wolf, civil rights icons Ida B. Wells Barnett and James Meredith, America's favorite playwright Tennessee Williams, and Nobel laureate William Faulkner. The stories of the Mississippi Hills are many and powerful, from music and literature to Native American and African American heritage to the Civil War. The Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area supports the local institutions that preserve and share Northeast Mississippi's rich heritage. Begin your discovery of the historic, cultural, natural, scenic, and recreational treasures of our region by visiting the Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area online at mississipphills.org.
This show is made possible by JC Media, LLC in Ripley, Mississippi. JC Media owns the Shark 102.3 Classic Rock FM radio station where the show is hosted, and Sun Bear Recording Studio where the interviews are recorded. We need your feedback and support. If you listen to the podcast on a player like iTunes, Google Podcasts, or Amazon Music, please subscribe to the show and leave us a review. We also have an email in which you can share your feedback. That email is theshark1023@gmail.com. Subscribe to our podcast on your favorite app or stream episodes online at shark1023.com/podcasts. Today's episode was produced by Melinda Marsalis. It was edited by Rick Williams and engineered by Chris Marsalis. The podcast technician is Joyce Grady.